and this commenter is saying, so this is not making it easier for people to be taken by the cubes without a bench warrant from a judge. At no point should anyone on American soil have to keep their heads down, is the last word. This has to do with the Perdomo case that came out where the judge, the district court judge, had said you're not allowed to use race or if someone can't speak English or where they're working as factors for reasonable suspicion to approach somebody. Not probable cause, that's way different. Just reasonable suspicion. Now, with reasonable suspicion, you look at the totality of the circumstances, you put all of the factors together, and then the officer approaches. So, two bits here. First, it's making it easier for people to be taken by the cubes. I wouldn't say that's true. I do not think that whether or not race is allowable under the law to be a factor for reasonable suspicion is something that would ever be able to truly be proven in court. So I don't for 1 minute believe that race has ever been off the table. And you can kind of see that in our criminal justice system. There's absolutely no way race is not being used as a factor for reasonable suspicion. I think some people just didn't realize that. Some people, I think, didn't realize. And I'm not just talking about the commenter here, I'm meaning in general. I think a lot of people, a lot of Americans don't realize that there's a giant percentage of the population that has to keep their heads down. And that's just how it's been for generations. So we're in a moment here with this racial profiling where I understand people are like, that's not right, we shouldn't be able to do that. I agree. But it's also something that is done every day and has been every day in this country since we've had criminal codes. So to say no one should have to do that illustrates to me that I think there's a very large part of our population that doesn't really see what's happening to the other part of our population. So I would just bring that up. I'd say, no, it's not making it any easier. I don't think it's going to matter one way or the other because, of course, they're going to use race. Of course, they're going to say if someone's speaking Spanish. Of course, they're going to say, well, if they're working in this place. And if they don't say it out loud, then they don't say it out loud. That would be in compliance. But now they can just say it out loud if they want to. And to me, that makes no practical difference between before and after the SCOTUS decision.